today we're going to talk about lots of things. One thing, we have 18 days of inventory because we're selling 138 homes a day. My goodness, that's a lot of homes, 138 a day. However, last year we were selling 178 homes a day. So we're slowed down a little bit. Probably a lot has to do with the pricing. A lot has to do with the interest rates inching up. But our median price home went up too. $450,000, and we listed 29 homes over the weekend that were $450 and under, which gives us 515, which we've been hovering in the high 400s. So that's really good. We have 1,868 single family homes available. We listed 64 over the weekend total, and we put 105 under contract. And we, of course, had no closings because the title companies are closed Saturday and Sunday. And I think that maybe some of those sales will show up tomorrow. So we'll see how many sales a day we have because, investors, 3155, still buying 45 homes a day. And I have to tell you, I was looking at the rents. They're $1.60, a lot of the rents. And here comes my friend, Jimmy Daig. Yay! Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy. Can't hear you. Darn. He's got troubles with those. Jiggle your headset. Take it in, put it out a couple times. Sometimes that's what does it. Darn. We have a great show today, Jimmy. Do you know, let's see, I was just telling everybody, I was thinking of some things about our market. And we did the Ivy Zellman report last week, which was really good. And, you know, she's trying to predict when there will be a correction. And so what we did over the weekend, me and Kane, we put her show on the blog so that when it goes out to everybody's clients, they can hear from a real estate analyst that's not in the selling and buying arena. And so she has a great, it's about 40 minutes. But she goes over investors, she goes over interest rates, and she goes over when and why there will be a market correction. And it's, you know, if you're in this business, I think you really have to. If you didn't hear my show Saturday, I played it, and then we blogged it out and sent it out to everybody's database over the weekend because it's really important. And it's really, to me, the best explanation I've heard about why there's going to be a market correction and when. And one of the things, let's see if I can't straighten Jimmy and me out here. I'm trying to get this thing over. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It's probably the operator. But nope, it doesn't want to move over today. Anyway, nothing astounding except we're down to 18 days of inventory. And I think that that'll probably adjust midweek. We'll get back up to 20, 22 days when people take more listings. And during the middle of the week, sometimes we don't have as many sales. But the fact that we're having 138 sales a day is what's driving the inventory down. So having said that, we talked last week about our population in Nevada. So let's get here. Our population in Nevada. And we're 2.3 million. I think that's it, right, Jimmy? You can nod your head. Wish I could hear you, darling. Anyway, but here was my point, Jimmy. So they're forecasting I can hear you.
Yeah. It's 3 million in Nevada, 2.3 in Vegas.
3 million in Nevada. So they're expecting Clark County's population to grow by 1 million by the year 2060. And that's because we have boundaries. We have actual boundaries. And So we can only go so far. Now, if you go up Far Hills right now, which is in Summerlin, and you go west, you're actually going across the Beltway. They're building houses there, but they're not going to be able to go much farther than what that new development is. And the point being, Jimmy, and please see if you agree with me here. I think our prices are not going to decrease because we're going to run out of land to build homes on. So our demand to be in a state with no taxes, the lowest property, one of the 10 top lowest property tax states, no business tax, no inheritance tax, beautiful weather. I think that our economy is going to continue to thrive. And I believe that when we can't build more homes, the price of the homes here are going to go up. It's like beachfront property. They only make so much of it. What do you think?
Beachfront, okay.
Well, they only make so much. It's like we're going to run out of land.
You're right. And BLM has been telling us that, and that's why they've done some land swaps from BLM. Some of the big builders have done some land swaps, and there may be a couple of those in the future. But even those, it's a short-term answer because we don't have enough property if we want to be right here, and that's why you got to look at outside areas. That's why Pahrumph's booming.
Yes, exactly, and the pricing in Pahrump too. Yeah. Now Boulder City's always been higher. The prices down there have always been higher since I've been.
Because they won't let them build. That's why they won't let them build in Boulder City.
Exactly. So there you go. I didn't know that. Now I know. So I'm saying, and not even if we do land swaps, there comes a point at which we got a lot of mountains, and those mountains are hard to build on.
Right.
I mean, when we bought that house we have now, we have a mountain behind us. Because I told John, I said, that's BLM land. They could sell it and build the kind of houses they build in Italy. They stack them up on those hillsides. He says, no, that's not going to happen. I said, well, we may be having people looking down on us someday. You never know.
I doubt it, seriously. John's right. There's other ways to do it. Cheaper ways.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, today I want to watch Jason Pantana. Do you know that there's 8 billion searches on Google every day? And here's the interesting thing. 46% of those searches are local searches. So if you're not seen on Google, you need to get seen. So we're going to do a real quick, that Google business page, that, the Google profile page. Google keeps going back and forth what they're calling it, but we're going to do something real brief about that. And then we're going to do the social presence you need to have. And Instagram is now trying to compete with YouTube. You're going to hear that in Jason's explanation of what you should be doing. And he's going to tell you how you should set up your bio, how you can be searchable, because Instagram is really trying to go head to head with YouTube. And then he's going to talk about YouTube. So this is an interesting 10-minute clip. And I know that everybody is going to really bite into this. And of course, Tom Ferry is, Jason Pantana works for Tom Ferry. So what I do, everybody, is I video clip the video clip. I do a video of that. And the reason being, it comes across better when you look at it. Plus, if I need to stop it, it's easier to stop to say something. So if you want to make a comment, Jimmy, just raise your hand and I'll pause it.
Well, I'm good. You had this on before you started the show, but it was audio only. So this is going to be different, and I'm going to watch it again.
Okay.
Seeing that the market everywhere is slowing.
Oh, Ruth, really? I got the wrong one. Hang on, everybody. It's always, I'm always fast and furious. Here it is. There we go. Yeah, this was so good. And he just did this morning about 2 hours ago, or I guess I was watching it at 5:30 when I was on the treadmill. Anyway, that's another story. I'm going to mute us, but raise your hand and then I can unmute us.
Did you know 93% of consumers use the web to find local businesses? The question is, Are they finding your local business? My name is Jason Pantana, and welcome to This Week in Marketing, where today we talk about search. Now, winning in online search in 2022 is way more than just Google, for instance. In fact, today I'm going to talk about 3 different types of search where I think you need to dominate. You have to position your agent brand to be discovered by buyers and sellers if you want to win those lead and inbound opportunities. It's all about search right now. It's all about discoverability right now. That's the world in which we live, but it's not just Google. Those 3 types of search that I want to dig into today is local search, social search, and video search. Starting off, let's talk about local search. Riddle me this. How many different Google searches happen every single day? Like worldwide, how many Google searches per day? You're going to Google it really quick. The answer is about 8.5 billion searches every day. Of all the searches happening every day on Google, get this, 46% of them are of local intent. Well, what do I care? Well, don't you run a local business, right? Don't you want local buyers and local sellers to find local you? The answer is yes, of course you do. You want to win on local intent searches. But now you have to imagine like Google's got a challenge that they got to think through. Like, okay, well, we're a search engine. What does a search engine do? Well, I type in words in search bar. I hit search. I'm looking for something. I'm trying to discover something. And the way that Google serves up results is it ranks and prioritizes links to various web pages or whatever of what it thinks is going to address the needs of my search, the basic idea and intent of my search. So if I'm looking for something local, where are they supposed to send me? Because if they can't answer that, they've got a massive gap in their problem because almost half of all searches are local. Are you with me on this? And enters into the solution mix this idea of the Google Business Listing Network. It was once called Google My Business. It's currently called Google Business Profiles. It's had lots of names over the years. And basically what it is all the red dots that you see in Google Maps. Sometimes you see them in Google Search. It's local business listings, and I'm willing to bet you have one. We've done lots of different videos where we talk about how to optimize your Google Business Profile. Now I'm telling you why today. The reason why is because you need to dominate local intent searches because that's where buyers and sellers and consumers are going to look for the best realtor near me and so forth. Now, yes, there are paid ads that you can use like Google Local Services ads and stuff like that where you can rank on those types of searches. That's all great. But today, from an SEO standpoint, I am imploring you, not begging, just imploring you to please dial in your Google Business Profile. How do I do that? Well, first you need one. So maybe you don't have one. Go to business.google.com/create and then search for the name of your business, whatever it is, and see like there's a chance that it actually already exists. Maybe somebody else made it. It got set up because somebody tried to review you or whatever. That's not usually a good sign, by the way, but it might already exist. And then you have the option to claim it. If it does not already exist, you have the option to create it, give it a name, give it a website, give it a phone number, set up appointment links, add the hours, add your business description, fill that thing out into its entirety because from an SEO standpoint, the more you fill out the profile, the happier it makes Google and the more information and data it gives to Google. Now, I'm not going to get overly granular today about how to optimize for SEO. I'm going to go pretty high level, like just local search is where you need to win. So that means using your Google Business Profile on a recurring basis. You need to be generating more reviews there. You need to reply to every single review you get there. You should be adding photos and videos and Google Post on the regular. You should be adding Google products. You should be, suffice it to say, very simply put, using the profile to the max. Because if you do that, then when people go looking for best realtor near me or best realtor in Albuquerque, wherever you do business, you are increasing the odds of ranking in those searches whereby they can then read reviews. By the way, there are stats galore that say the next thing those consumers, those 93% of consumers who go looking for businesses locally on web searches, the next stat says how many of them go on to read reviews to make their decision. So this all goes hand in glove. But what I'm saying to you today as a call to action is you need to be ready for local search, and local search happens predominantly in your Google Business Profile. Now, we can talk about Bing places and things like that. Those are important too, but if you look at how much of all search volume Google controls, over 90% of all searches online are happening within Google. Now that includes Google Images, and includes YouTube and all Google products. But like when we compare Google to Yahoo or Bing or any other search platform, it's no comparison. You need to win on local search, and the magic happens in your Google Business Profile. So get that thing set up, get it optimized, look at our other content that we've created to talk about how to win in those local searches and get found by more customers. Number 2, second type of search mechanism thingy that we're talking about today is social search. Social search, what are you talking about? Social media? Yeah, I'm talking about social media. Now, you may remember like years ago, Facebook tried to really beef up its search components, and it worked for a second, but then it stopped working and they kind of reverted and went back. Like, Facebook's a social network, it's not a search engine. However, Instagram made a pretty interesting shift last year, and I want to kind of give some context to it. Instagram is trying to beef up its search capabilities. If you go to your Instagram app and you see that little magnifying glass on the lower footer where you go to your explore page, it's a search page. That's what it is. Now, on the surface, it shows you things you might be interested in, but across the top, there's that big search bar where you can search for different types of things, which I'll get into the types of things for which you can search. But let's go back to what Adam Mosseri said last year, the head of Instagram. He made you might recall that he made some pretty big statements when he said that Instagram is no longer just a square photo sharing app. And then he talked about TikTok and YouTube, and he said, we want to compete toe to toe with those types of platforms. We're an entertainment app. We're a video first app. And he made some pretty bold statements. Well, when he named YouTube, which I'm kind of foreshadowing the next point here, just stay with me. When he named YouTube as a competitor, they recognized technically they had to be able to beef up their search because YouTube is a search engine. The reason why people watch videos for longer on YouTube is because they went searching for those videos. And because of that, it means they had more intent to go watch that video. Their attention span is greater. Simply put like this. If you want someone to watch a video for longer, they have to be searching for what they want to find. And so Instagram realizes if they want to keep people watching longer videos, not the types of videos where they just scroll through endlessly like reels and stuff, they're going to have to build out a serious world-class search capability, which is what they're working on doing. Now, if you use the search bar now, Instagram search will give you kind of subcategory hints of what they want you to search for, like accounts, places, tags, and top, and things like that. It even gives you audio, for instance. So what does that mean? Well, that means accounts is the first one. The number one thing I want you to hear from me right now about social search is on Instagram, you need to have the right username. The username and the display name, they are different. The username is basically your actual handle. It's the thing that's really hard to get if you have a common name, for instance. The display name is whatever you want it to be. And whether it's in the display name or the username, those are being searched and indexed by Instagram. And so if somebody searches your name, you want to make sure that they actually find you. A lot of you have profiles where you have some funky name or silly name or whatever it is, like it's an AOL Instant Messenger from the 90s or something. That doesn't work anymore because it's not search optimized. You need to make sure that your actual profile, your display name, your account username, all those things should be maximized and optimized so that people who are searching for you can actually find you. It also means using like keywords in your bio, in your display name, such as realtor, such as where you do business, other modifiers and things that can give people context. Like imagine I met an agent from Phoenix and I was like, that agent was so great. What was their name? I can't remember it. Well, if I go to Instagram search and I type in Phoenix agent, bam, because I followed you, you're going to be at the top of my list, right? So first thing I want you to hear is that the number one way people are using search on Instagram is to look up other accounts. However, they're trying to beef it up. Why? Because they want to get people to watch more videos, longer videos. Why? Because they want to compete with YouTube. I'm somewhat synthesizing what Adam Mosseri said, but come on, like this, the writing's on the wall here with this. So let's keep going for a second. Not only can you search by accounts, you can search by tags. What are tags? Hashtags. That's nothing new. We knew that. But we do know they're also making a lot of steps at Instagram to try to reduce hashtag spam. They only want 3 to 5 hashtags in the caption now. Why? Because they want the hashtags to be super descriptive and relevant of their content. Why? So that the search bar, the search functionality is actually working better. What they don't want is people searching hashtags that populate videos that have nothing to do with the hashtag, which is why they're starting to police that a bit more. It also talks about audio. You can search by trending audio. Just a heads up on your reels, you might want to think about doing more trending audio in your reels because that's going to put wind in the sails of your post algorithmically to be discovered by a larger audience. But it also talks about places. I've talked before about you should tag your location. Why? Because that's another thing Instagram is indexing and considering in search. And then finally, there's one that says top when you're in the search bar. What does that mean? Well, it means it's actually looking at keywords. Did you know that Instagram doesn't look at just hashtags? The actual words in your caption are being indexed and scanned and reviewed by Instagram. So if you use keywords in your captions, you're actually helping yourself to rank in various searches. Part of winning on search online in 2022 is social search. And really, where's it going down? It's going down on Instagram. They're the ones making the play because they want to compete with YouTube. It's your username, it's your display name, it's your bio, it's the content you create with the hashtags you use, the location tags you include, and also the words in your caption that are being scanned and indexed by Instagram. Win on Instagram search by doing those things. And finally, search type number 3 is video search. I already kind of foreshadowed this one when I talked about YouTube, because YouTube, as I've said many times, is a search engine more than it is a social network. In fact, it is technically, if we're going to get super technical and like slice hairs here, everybody calls it the second most popular search engine on the planet, which is actually not entirely true. It's technically the third most popular, but it's kind of a trick question because number 1 is Google. Number 2 is actually Google Images, which is still Google, right? And number 3 is YouTube. So whatever, like this is all just, who cares, Jason? YouTube is still more popular than Yahoo or Bing or other platforms. And so you should be creating videos that are intent upon the searches local buyers, local sellers, people relocating or moving to or from your area are looking for. You should be using tools like TubeBuddy or TubeBricks or vidIQ. Those are just common tools where you can conduct keyword research on, hey, what are the trending phrases? When people go to YouTube and they search for videos related to what I do for a living as a real estate agent in a local marketplace, what are those search phrases so that I can understand them? And then I can analyze the competition to see who else is making videos that are currently ranking on those search phrases and what do I have to do to beat them? I want to beat them. I want to supply the videos that rank top of the page in those searches that are intent upon buying or selling in my local marketplace. If you want to be the agent of choice in 2022, you got to win on search, online search. That means local search, social search, and video search. Today, we talked about your Google business profile. We talked about your Instagram profile, and we talked about your YouTube channel. Those are 3 platforms where you should be making content and optimizing so that consumers, buyers and sellers and relo and all that stuff can find you, reach out to you, and inquire about your services. I want to see you win on search. If this content resonated with you, please leave a comment, ask questions. I want to try to reply to your questions. And if there's another topic you want to hear about, again, put it in the comments. We want to keep making marketing content that moves you forward in your business. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jason Pantana, and this has been a
Okay, so I think that that's some great marketing tips.
93% of consumers use the web to find local businesses.
Slow down. Stop. Okay. Yeah, I think that he went over some really great points. One point is that 46% of the intent is local intent. Of the 8.5 billion searches, 46% are localized. And I think that if you recall last week, I told you that I am applying with OGGVO. Okay, so I had my first meeting with them on Thursday. And so their whole goal is to optimize social, optimize SEO, search engine optimization, not social, and get my profile, my profile on the Google business page, get it to where people are going to find it. And I don't have time to do it. And they're very inexpensive. Now, the front end load that I have to do, yes, there's always front end load. And I'm going to do that. And I lost Jimmy for a minute. Let's find him. He's hiding in the weeds out there. There he is. So what they're going to do for me, Jimmy, is I'm going to have to do some work. And I was just saying there's always front end work because they have to have stuff to work with. So I'm going to do that. But they lay it out so nice and bulletize it, and I can just go down one at a time and get that done. So that's Google. That's where everybody needs to start with Google, is their profile. And they need to, very important that we've been saying for years, if your name is Jimmy Dague, your website should be Jimmy Dague. Your Instagram should be Jimmy Dague. Your Google profile should be Jimmy Dague. Your YouTube channel should be Jimmy Dague. Whatever your brand is what it should be across all the platforms, because that's going to optimize you the most. Now, the second thing he went into, which I think everybody is probably just chomping at the bit over, is Instagram. So the head of Instagram, he said last year, said, we are going to start competing with YouTube. Now, good luck with that. I'm not so sure they're going to make it, but there's a lot of people that like Instagram. It's an entertainment channel. And so there's a lot of people, though, that are making it in real estate and getting business off of it. And a lot of it's agent to agent as well. So not just consumer based, but agent to agents. And again, you need to have a bio that has your location in it, if you have a funky name, like, Jenny Sells Vegas. I mean, who's going to find Jenny Sells Vegas? They're going to find Jenny Brown or whatever Jenny's name is. That's who they're going to look for. They're going to look for Las Vegas agent. And you need to make sure that, you've got that in your bio, because that becomes a keyword. And then when you do hashtags, some huge news, it used to be that you used to have 15 to 30 hashtags on a post you did on Instagram. Well, guess what? Now they are saying that's spam. We only want 3 to 5. Now they're saying it's spam, and I'll tell you why, Jimmy, because it takes them, it increases their platform usage by 5 to 10 times if they have too many hashtags. Because then they have to do too much to find, for people to find what they want to find. So the less hashtags, the less actual, if you can imagine a disk drive, when it searches, it goes like this, in and out on that little disk, okay? Well, the computer's no different. It's got to do 30 searches to find whether or not what the person's searching for, versus doing 3 to 5. So they've now they call it spam, but really it's going to make their platform more efficient. And that's important, because otherwise people don't like slow. We're in a world, 8 seconds is our attention span. So I thought the Instagram thing was really important for those of you who are doing Instagram. And if you're doing reels, make sure you do captions. And when you do the captions, put the keywords in there: Las Vegas real estate, Las Vegas luxury homes, whatever your niche is what should be in your captions, which is when you do those minute videos, 1 minute video, and you're talking about a listing you just took, or some neighborhood that you're trying to promote because it's your farm, then you need to put those, like Red Rock Country Club is one of the best places to live in Las Vegas, and so you've got Red Rock Country Club in there, you've got Las Vegas in there, and then you should have your name in there at the end, not at the beginning. Then they went into video, YouTube. The reason why YouTube is so important is because YouTube, when people search, how do I fix my washing machine, right? It's a search engine. So once they find that video they're looking for, they're going to watch it longer because they wanted to find that video. So you see, if they're not just doing a broad search, they're doing something specific. So that's really what, in a nutshell, why what he said was so important. And as always, I'll make a PowerPoint about that stuff, and we'll put it on the group, because that's one of the best, shortest, bulletized videos I've heard about, being on the internet, Google, social, and video.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to your review of OGG when you're done with it, because they've called me and I gave them your name. Obviously, if you are the one that referred them, you should get credit for that referral. And I told them that you referred me, but I told them I wasn't going to sign up until after you not only referred me, but you said you liked it. If you tell me you liked it, yeah.
I think my next meeting with them is the 18th, so I've got some work to do between now and then.
Okay.
So yeah, but I really like the way I want to say teach, and I think that's the right word, because they're teaching you how to do it so that you can do it. A lot of these things I've joined, my God, it's like, what? I have to do what? I don't know how to do that. But they're so logical and so just itemized. I just love that. I love simple. Yeah.
Well, it's good that they don't, if they do it all for you, then you don't know what they're doing. So
right.
You have to do some of it yourself. That's a good thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just so everybody knows, we put up these little videos. Let me just show one of these real quick. This is a video that you get with Agent Formula. It's in the back of your lab. And we made these short because, I mean, we've known for a long time that short is better. Here's another one. And so that one is if you're going out and you want people to download your relocation guide, right? And then this one, which is really, I love this one. So Jimmy, these can be used on your Google business page, on your Instagram, and they're free, right? Let's see. This one, this will crack you up. I made this one last year, but look, where do you see this? Oh, come on, play. Hang on. Let's see if it's not going to play. I don't know why. Okay, we won't mess with that one. There was another one. Sometimes if you play it beforehand, then it doesn't. That's Nerd Wallet. We went over that last. We got the relocation guide, and we got the referral. And let's see if this one will play. No, we did that one. Huh. Okay. Darn it. Okay, maybe I can get it to play. There it goes. You see the price of the home? So that one, obviously, I'm going to have to fix because that says
350, right?
Yeah, right. How things change, right? But they're short, and so you can upload these. Your Google profile loves videos, okay, and your YouTube loves videos, and your Instagram loves videos, and these are short and sweet and to the point, and they're professionally done. So anyway, you've got a slew of them in the back of your lab at Agent Formula. I mean, what we pay to have, we have landing pages, so you don't have to, and you can embed these landing pages, and it's real simple to make. We made it, like Kane made it so simple to create a landing page of yourself, of the reload guide, of the referral, so not only can you just use the videos, but you can create a landing page using the videos. There's so much opportunity there for people to get ahead of the game. And I will tell you that I've been keeping tabs on the iBuyer platforms, and they're up to 7% in our market, which Tom Ferry said, I think, something I was listening to last week or 2 weeks ago, he said it was going to hover around 7%. And that's not bad. The thing that you have to know is the investors are out there buying. Mm-hmm. The investors are out there buying. Yeah. $1.60 a square foot per rent. That's huge. Yeah. It's a 1,200 square foot rental is $2,000, and that's a condominium without a garage.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a challenge for renters for sure.
Well, we're going to grow slowly because we don't have the inventory to grow faster. I really believe that's, we don't have the housing to grow faster. Then
they can't build them fast enough. They can't. They can't build them fast enough.
No. Any parting thoughts today, Jimmy?
No, I'll see you at 2:00 for the ethics class. It's an interesting class. It's not about the code of ethics. It's about what you think is ethical in certain given situations. So it's a different take on ethics than normally we do. Yes.
Yeah. I think I had something, but I don't think I brought it up. I don't know if you saw the video, the marketing piece I sent out, but it basically identified what we're going to go over in the class. Maybe I can get it really, really quick. If you have one more second, I'll find it. Let's see. Here it is. This platform is becoming more easy. So here's one of the things, Jimmy, that I sent out in our advertising. And you had some of this in your outline. So anyway, people kind of know what we're going to go over.
Cool.
So I had another one too. See if I can find it real quick. If I can't, we'll just move on. But yes, I love the, it'll take too long, but I love this class. I told John's going to be there, and I said, we haven't given this class for several months. And so
Yeah, it has been given very much.
I'm real excited. I also showed John the Prime video, the Prime. What's his name? Chang. Is it Andy
Oh, yeah.
Chang? Yeah, I showed him that
Right.
whole thing.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Prime now. Put it in my mouth.
That one.
Yeah. Everybody have a wonderful day. Come to class 2 to 5. You can sign up till 10 till 2, 5 till 2. It's a light class, so come on in. Come on in if you want some free food and beverages and learn and have fun with Jimmy and Ruthie.
Zoom or live, either one, Zoom or live. Yeah.
And they both
Okay.
count.